From Hollywood and the four corners of the world, you asked for it. Starring Rich Little. Here's the star of You Asked For It, Rich Little.
Thank you, and welcome to the only show on television that brings the world into your living room just because you asked for it. Tonight, a man who lives with monsters, Daredevil twins who do astounding feats on horseback, the biggest musical instrument in the world, and much more. First, one man faces death in the freezing waters of Puget Sound. Captain America Jones attempts to swim Washington's most treacherous waterways while handcuffed. Now, this is one of the most dangerous feats we've ever presented on this show, and it almost ended in tragedy. Our Tony Thomas tells what happened. Bob Casey of Westminster, California, you asked for it.
It's 6 miles across the icy Puget Sound from Seattle, Washington to Bainbridge Island. The water is about 48 degrees, which the Coast Guard tells us cuts survival in the water to an hour. Most people cross it on ferry boats, but Captain America Jones is going to swim the Puget Sound for You Asked For It.
One of the reasons I'm doing the swim is to expand youngsters' perception of human potential. The big factor in here, of course, is the cold temperature of the water.
For protection, Captain America and his wife Brenda apply special ointments. It's 10:45 a.m. Not only will Captain America attempt to survive 6 times longer than anyone else has in this water, he's going to do it handcuffed. Problems with the support boat are causing Captain America to get a late start. He's battling the tide and the wind that has come up. It's blowing right in his face, and it looks like he may be swallowing some salt water. We're 1 hour into the swim. Brenda's giving Captain America hot tea and honey. This is essential to prevent shock, but it looks like he's having trouble swallowing. Does she ever worry about him?
I don't worry too much. Right now, he's looking a little blue and a little cold.
The wind is dying down, and Captain America is looking strong. An ex-Marine, he's a living example of when the going gets tough, the tough get going.
The potential of human performance is nearly limitless, and we're only limited in our performance by our self-imposed limits in our minds. Swimming the Atlantic Ocean, I think, would be my ultimate goal. Today, my goal is to swim 6 miles in 50-degree water, handcuffed, and I like to do it in about 6 hours.
3 hours in, and Captain America is taking some more tea and honey.
Can you talk? Why?
He's having trouble talking, a symptom of the cold and one of the first stages of shock. We're about halfway across, another 3 miles to go. It's been an incredible struggle battling the current. Why does a man subject himself to such punishment?
I'm hoping that perhaps anyone that finds himself in that situation where maybe a small boat is capsized will remember the day that the handcuffed swimmer made it for 6 hours out here, and they might be able to hang on a little longer until help arrives.
The frigid water and current are taking their toll. Captain America has been in the water nearly 6.5 hours. He's broken the time limit, but the currents are keeping him from shore.
What? You can't move your legs anymore?
Captain America wants to keep going, but the advancing cold shock has paralyzed his legs. The swim is being called off, and Captain America is going to require medical help. The Coast Guard has alerted the medics, and Captain America Jones has been rushed ashore. His body temperature is down to 93 degrees, and his heartbeat is up to 140. Captain America was rushed to Harbor View Hospital. We were not permitted to visit him there, but we were told he made a remarkable recovery.
6.5 hours was quite a bit beyond anything they've ever heard of in any of their experience, and so I guess for that reason I'm happy with the point that I was able to make.
Captain America Jones was in this water for 6.5 hours, and he'll be back to the Puget Sound and the Atlantic Ocean because you asked for it.
Captain America is a living example of courage and perseverance against seemingly impossible odds. The very fact that he survived such an ordeal proves his strength and dedication. Captain America Jones, we salute you. Coming up next, a man who lives with monsters. We shall return.
And now back to Rich Little.
Meet Mr. Forrest Ackerman, a man whose life is just one horror after another. While most of us are content to get our chills at the movies, he literally lives in a house of horrors. A passionate collector, Ackerman has filled his house with more than 300,000 items relating to horror and science fiction. So it was not without some anxiety that we sent our Desiree Goyette to investigate the man who lives with monsters. Jim Healy of Hayward, California, you asked for it.
From the deepest reaches of outer space, from the bowels of the earth, from the castles of Transylvania, the strange, the misbegotten, the unspeakable have all converged here, in a quiet house in Los Angeles, wherein resides the master of them all, the evil intelligence that broods over their activities, Dr. Acula.
I lose more cleaning ladies this way.
For 55 years, Forrest Ackerman, known as Forry to friends and monsters alike, has been into horror, science fiction, and fantasy.
I was riding around in the car in 1954, had the radio on. Something was mentioned about hi-fi, and since science fiction is always on the top of my tongue, the notion of sci-fi rolled right off it.
Oh, Forry, I didn't recognize you without that mask on.
Oh, well, I just use that for a disguise when I go out shopping, so I won't be recognized by all my fans and get mobbed.
Well, it did look pretty inconspicuous, I guess. What was that, anyway?
Oh, I was an alien astronaut when I wore that in a pilot for TV called Starstruck.
Science fiction, in this case, means a collection reported to be worth over $10 million. This figure translates into over 300,000 items of every imaginable description.
There's this latest acquisition for my museum. It's the Dr. Cyclops helmet, and also from 1919 animated film, a forerunner of The Lost World and King Kong, and it's called The Ghost of Slumber Mountain.
This is the arm that was detached from the body of the bloodthirsty carrot that menaced an intrepid band of earthlings in The Thing.
And this, Desiree, is a Boris Karloff poster for The Devil Commands. You might say it was a seance fiction film because it was about ghosts.
Here we have all that's left of that naughty bloodsucker Nosferatu after the vampire hunters had dispatched him to his just reward. Bela Lugosi was the original Dracula in the American version, although the German Nosferatu preceded it by several years. From Lugosi's own collection, the black cloak that was worn in the movie, the script from the play, and the original Dracula ring that Lugosi wore on the set.
You are a wise man, Van Helsing, for one who has lived but a single lifetime.
You know, the only thing about a collection like this is, what do you do when the lights go out? There are only capes and masks and things. This is Desiree Goyette at the Acker Mansion because Jim Healy, you asked for it.
This is W.C. Fields. Good heaven. I have much scarier things than that around my place. My wife, my mother-in-law, my children. I love children if they're properly cooked. Monsters, creatures, and ghouls are commonplace to Jack Smith. In fact, he's with us tonight to tell about a story. It's about two devils, daredevils, that is. Here's Jack.
Okay, Rich. Well, we've seen some great horseback riding on You Asked For It, but nothing to match the high-flying Hendrick twins, Lee and Byron. We filmed these Daredevil lookalikes back in 1954 as they performed a whole corral full of spectacular riding stunts, and one special feat that only they could perform.
That's Ann Hendrick, and she's to be a human obstacle, but with riders like the twins, she has little to fear. Now notice each horse is individually reined together. Truly remarkable horsemanship. Just take into consideration the balance required and the hours of training it takes between man and beast. Nothing holds them together except the expert horsemanship of these two boys. Around and away. All right, now off come the bridles. These are the only two boys in the circus who can ride without bridles. This is Roman style, jumping through a hoop. Now, you youngsters who jump rope, take a good look at this. Isn't that something, though? How would you like a 24-inch area of pavement moving under your feet like that? These twins make the impossible look so easy. Got to be sure-footed to do that trick or else end up with a couple of broken legs. Coming around now without bridles, mind you, and they're going to go over this hurdle. All right, here goes. Now watch it. And he retained his footing. Now, watch it this time in slow motion. Oh, what balance. Now, this is really something to see. Over an automobile. The horses all come up and take a good look at it to remove any fear they might have and to see how far they have to jump. All right, they turn around and depart in opposite directions. There's the signal. And here they come. A fast canter, too, from the other direction. They're going to meet right over the car. You want to see perfect timing? Just watch this in slow motion. Perfect. You asked for it.
Now that was pretty fancy riding, Jack, and that trick was absolutely amazing.
Rich, that was nothing compared to the trick that their parents could do.
Oh, really? What was that?
Telling the twins apart.
Jack Smith is certainly a clever guy. We'll be right back with the world's biggest musical instrument after this.
And now back to Rich Little.
When it comes to challenges, we never back off. Dare us to go anywhere in the world, do anything, or prove any point. If you don't believe it, test us. Write to You Asked For It, P.O. Box 1980, Hollywood, California, 90028. Music usually requires a delicate touch, but not when you're playing bells that weigh as much as a ton apiece. Mechelen, Belgium is probably the bell-ringing capital of the world, and the bells require expert hands to hammer out the sounds you're about to hear. Our Margaret Davies flew to Belgium because Donna Means of Chicago, Illinois, you asked for it.
Rich, here we are at the Tower of Bells at St. Rumble's Cathedral in Mechelen, Belgium. 35 students from all over the world come here to master this huge musical instrument, the carillon. The carillon is played by means of a system of levers operated by hands and feet. The difference is that it takes a lot of physical strength to play a carillon.
This carillon consists of 49 bronze bells weighing a total of more than 38 tons. This is Mark Van Betz, 23 years old and a native of Mechelen. He started studying music at the age of 11. 3 years ago, he came to study at the carillon school, and like young Johan here, he started with the basics. By graduation, they'll have mastered technique and interpretation. When Mark was Johan's age, he would spend his time listening to the pure and joyful music flowing from the many bell towers and church steeples of Europe. Some of the prettiest music came from the carillon contained within the bell tower of St. Rumble's Cathedral. It's been Mark's ambition to play that carillon for many years, and today, You Asked For It will share in the culmination of his dream.
That was fantastic, Mark. Thank you. And thank you, Donna Means of Chicago, Illinois, because you asked for it.
When I was a kid, my ambition was to have an ambition. No, I couldn't play the organ, I couldn't play the drums, so I ended up playing around.
Rich will be back in a moment because you asked for it. And now back to Rich Little.
Boy, we get some great letters on this show. Here's one from Denny Mitchell, Cincinnati, Ohio. And he writes, Dear Rich Little, I am asking you to have a duel on your stage between a banjo and a guitar. I want to see a duel because I've never seen one before. Good reason. If you do have one, try to have it on a Monday, Tuesday, or a Wednesday, but not Friday or Thursday because I'm at football practice. And on Tuesday, we have a meeting at 8, and on Friday, we have games. I know I'm asking a lot, but please try. Thank you. P.S. You should give away something on your show like a hat, a You Asked For It hat. Here are some good ideas. You should make it an odd color, like bright green or maybe white with black letters, or maybe black with white letters. Something odd, though. Whatever you make it, give it away. You should give me the first one, whatever you give away. Here's our reply. Dear Denny, you will get the first hat, trust me. But not on Monday and Tuesday, that's my bowling night, and on Tuesday and Wednesday I'm playing tennis, and on Friday at 6:30 I go to Las Vegas, and on Thursday I'm painting my car. I'm sorry. But you'll get it. That's all the time we have tonight. See you next time on You Asked For It. Good night, everybody.
John Harlan speaking. You Asked For It is a Sandy Frank production.